Hello everyone, and welcome to the first one of our tech classes, learn the new CountyCat mobile app. Sometime last spring, last year, the CountyCat mobile app went down for a little while and got a redesign with new features. Looks completely different, has more functionality, and is better, but it is different from the last one. So if you use the last one, I know a lot of people have been switching over. Some people might not know that we got a new one, but a lot of people have found a lot of great use out of the CountyCat mobile app. You can do basically anything you can do online on the CountyCat website, but it is mobile friendly, so you can get it on your smartphone or tablet. I have one of the library iPads here. We also have these great brochures here at the library. You can stop at the information desk if you want one of these. We have an overview of the whole app, everything you can do with it, and a lot of good information about it. I'll be covering a lot of what's in this brochure here. And again, these are at the information desk. So if you like to have something physical to refer back to, this is a great resource. And you can stop in at the library and get those at the information desk. We've had those for quite a while. And I'll be demoing the app on this iPad. It is available on Android and Apple devices. So if you don't have an iPod or iPhone, but a different type of smartphone or tablet, you should be able to download it there. Not all devices are compatible though, so if it's not available in your app store, you may not be able to access it. So backing out of this, this is what the CountyCat mobile app looks like. It's this one right here. And it should say CountyCat mobile app in your app store, or the Google Play Store, or wherever you get the apps for your smartphone or tablet. If you don't have a smartphone or tablet, your option on a home computer is to use your web browser and go to the CountyCat website, which you may already be familiar with. It's the same one that we have on our computers here, where you can look up and find materials. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the main page of the app. Up here we have a little notice about that our library materials are being quarantined. If we have announcements or other news information, it'll be posted up here on the top. Right below that is the search bar where you can search for materials. We have little display carousels right here. And then we have these big tiles that go over different parts of the app and what the app can do. And then the last thing on the home screen is the little menu bars up here, those three dashed lines. Pull up a little shortcut on the side. So if you ever get lost in the app, you can tap that little menu and click home, and it'll bring you back to this page, which is kind of our square one of the app. One of the main features of the CountyCat mobile app is that you can search the catalog. You can search by title, author, or keyword, or the ISBN number, if you have an ISBN that you want to look up. A common mistake that we see people making is they put too much information in, or not enough. So you kind of have to play with your searches and keep searching. Authors like James Patterson, who have written a ton of books, you might need to be a little bit more specific about, but an author who doesn't have as many books, you can probably find your materials pretty quickly. Same thing if the title of the book is 1 or 2 words. You might need to try and include the author with that. But if your title is really long, you probably don't need the author because there aren't many materials. So one of the topics I mentioned is James Patterson. So let's see what happens when we search for that. Since I have a tablet, I'm going to type in James Patterson and click return, and that'll pick up all the items that we have in our catalog. Now this will be books, this will be adult books, children's books, electronic books, audiobooks, electronic audiobooks, anything that we have in our system with the words James Patterson. So up here at the top, we have title, keyword, and author that we can limit it to. And we also have keyword, and keyword will default unless you filter it by something else. So for example here, we have a James Patterson youth book, a James Patterson audiobook or ebook, and the third one on the list is Memoir of Reverend James Patterson, which isn't the author that we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and click author. And now this will only bring up resources where James Patterson is listed as an author. And you can see that drastically changed what books come up and materials. And you can also try and do title, but again, this will only pull things where James Patterson is listed in the title. And again, the results show different things. So I'm going to keep it on keyword because that's the most broad. And you can browse this list. As I said before, James Patterson writes so many books that his list is going to be very, very, very long. There are going to be a lot of results, so it might be hard to find things. Which down here on the bottom of the screen, there's a filter by option. And you can select. So if you're only looking for books or DVDs or electronic books or audiobooks, whatever you're looking for, let's try audiobook CD and click apply. And now the results will only show audiobooks. And so let's see, here's one, The River Murders. I can click find a copy, and it will show you what branch libraries the audiobook is found at, as well as if it's available. So here the Atkinson branch, it says check shelves, Bayview check shelves. A lot of these, actually all of them are check shelves. And so you can see that it is available at these libraries, but I don't necessarily want to go to those libraries. I just want to pick it up here at the Franklin Library. So I can click request for pickup. And because the library card I'm using, the address listed is located in Franklin, it will default to the Franklin Public Library as the pickup location. If you tap on that arrow, it brings up all the different locations. So you might come to our library, but if you want to pick it up at the Greendale Library, or you work in Brown Deer, you could have it sent over there and stop at the Brown Deer Library. So you can pick and choose which library you want it sent to. And then you can just click place request. And then hold request, the hold request has been placed. So those are a couple features of the app that you can do right at home, or if you're on the go. You can search for books, DVDs, any type of materials, search through the results, limit it by material type, and request it for pickup, or click this find a copy and see if it's at a library. So here's another one. It's an audiobook. It's a youth audiobook, and it's at the Franklin Youth Media, and it says check shelves, which is usually a pretty good indicator that it is on our shelf. All right, so that was the search function, which is up in this search bar up here. That's something that a lot of people use the app for, but it does do a whole lot more. The next thing on the page, up here it says refreshing reads. That is one of our book carousels. These get rotated in and out pretty frequently of different themes of books. If you see something that you like, you can tap on the location or the picture, and it'll bring up details about the item, or it'll give you a little summary, some reviews, books that are similar. as well as details. You can click the Find a Copy option, see if it's somewhere where you would want to stop in person, and you can also do the Request for Pickup option as well. These are just on display, usually get switched out at least once a month, if not sooner, and just give you some options to look at. You can also click where it says More for You here. And we have all different types of carousels. So we have new adult fiction, adult nonfiction, audiobooks, movies and music, graphic novels, children's materials, and young adult materials. And so a lot of these are just kind of the new materials that we have that have just gotten into the system. And you can click on any of these little logos and it'll pull up that same menu right there where you can see all the information about it. And this is a good example because this one doesn't have that Find a Copy option. That likely means that it's not quite at the libraries yet, but you can always place a hold and place that request to be picked up, and you'll be put on the waiting list when we do get copies in. And again, so I'm on a different page and I want to get back to the home page. You can either click where it says Back up there in the top left, or in the top right, I can click the Shortcuts menu and click Home, and I'm back where on that home screen. So I went over the searching and the little display carousels. So down here we have all sorts of different options on these blue tiles of different things that you can access. So I'll go and highlight a couple of the most important ones, but we do have a whole ton of different stuff that you can access. And a lot of those options are also up here on the shortcuts, and you can access them on the tiles down here as well. The My Account option is probably something that you'll use the most. You can see your checkouts, your held items, fees and fines, the profile, the Show My Library card, and you can log out. So currently the app can only have one card logged in at a time. So if you and a spouse each have individual cards, you cannot be logged in on the same device. So if you share a device but have different library cards, you'll need to log into your individual card, and you can do that by clicking Log Out first and then logging back in. Same thing with families. If you have multiple cards for your children, again, one card per device, but you can log out and log into different cards. So let's start at the top again. My items, you can see what you have currently checked out. Currently on this library card, we have a bunch of magazines from our RB digital magazines. Those will show up as well. Same thing if you have anything checked out through the Libby app. That'll show up on your checkout, and anything that you check out from the library. This will show you your due dates. The magazines don't have due dates, so that's why there are no due dates here. But if you have any items, they will show the due date, and it will also give an option to renew. Now, if you try to renew on the app and it doesn't allow you, there are a couple things that can go wrong. The app will sometimes renew it, but not display that. And if you click renew again, or if you click it twice really quickly, it'll renew the materials and then it'll try to renew them again. But since they've just been renewed, it won't renew them and give you an error message. If you get an error message, you can always call the library and select the information desk option, and we can look in to see what might be happening. Another option down here is the held items option. And here are a couple of those books that I just put on hold. And here we have a few more options as well. So one of the things I can do is click cancel and cancel the hold. So if you put something on hold but no longer want it, or you decide to get it from somewhere else, or if you're just not interested anymore, whatever the reason, you can cancel the hold, and it'll take a second, tell you it's been canceled, and then it'll be off of your held items area. Another option here is that you can freeze your hold, and your hold has been updated. And so what the freezing the hold does is it keeps your place in line, but it won't come to you. So if you're going on vacation, or if you already have a lot of books checked out and you know you won't have time to get to it, as long as it's not ready to pick up or on the way to pick up, you can freeze the hold, and it'll keep your place in line, and when you're ready, you can click unfreeze, and it'll unfreeze that hold for you. So up here it says freeze. This book, this item is not frozen. If it comes in, for me, I will get the hold notification. This one, the Book of Longings, is frozen, so you can see there's that unfreeze option right there. And I'll go ahead and click that to unfreeze it. It says it's been updated, and I'll click OK. I'm going to just go ahead and cancel this as well. And that's something that you can do with those held items. So now we're back. We're still on our held items page. So now I have two options. I can either go all the way back to the home, I can click my account, or what I'm going to do is I'll just click this back text up here in the top left, and that'll bring me back one page. Fines and fees is the last thing up here. Currently don't have any fees on this account, which is great. So far on here, you can view your fines and fees, but you cannot pay them. You'll have to do that on a computer or at the library. And the last thing on this page is the Show My Library Card option. And what this does is it pulls up your library card barcode and number. This barcode can be read by our checkout. So if you don't have your physical card, you can pull this up. It'll also give you your card number. If you use our self-checkout, you can type that in manually as well. So let's hit back twice and get back to that main screen. And now quickly before we go into other things, these blue tiles contain options that we've already gone over. So here's that Show My Library Card option that we were just on. It's also on the home screen or in your account. So you can access it either of those two places. Same thing up here on the shortcuts. You can see the options over here. So a lot of the features that I've went over are the major features of the app. There are a couple minor features here that are great, and I'll show you in the next couple minutes just quickly. So the locations tab, you have two options. You can do nearest or alphabetical. The nearest will take your location if you advertise it. Franklin Library, I'm 0 miles away because I'm right inside the library. Hales Corners and Greendale and Greenfield would be the next couple closest. And if I click on one of those, it'll pull up information about it, tell me the hours, the phone number. I can look it up on the map and see all the different libraries. So if you're looking for a location, or if you see a book is available at the Hales Corners Library, you can quickly get the address pulled up that way. The events tab is just what it says. It shows you all of the libraries that have events going on. Some libraries, like our library, when you click on the Franklin Library, it brings you straight to our website, and it'll show you all the events that we have on our website. Some libraries, like the Brown Deer Library here, will keep you in the app. And you can see it's September 22nd, and I'll click day by day to access the other apps. So just be aware that sometimes, like with our library, if you click on it, it'll take you out of the app, and you'll need to navigate back to our app. So those will show you all the events that libraries have. Here on the next bar, we have the My Checkouts and Show Library Card, which we've gone over under the My Account page. Book lists by age, very self-explanatory. It'll give you book lists based on children's age. So if you have a child or a niece or a nephew or grandchild, you can find books specifically for their age range. And again, these are something that will take you outside of the app, and you'll have to navigate your way back to the app. Right here, now we're getting to all of our outside collections. We have our various digital collections. If you click on the ebooks and audiobooks, it'll give you options for the resources we have. For Libby and Hoopla, I'll be going over those in a class like this in the next couple months. E-magazines, same thing with RB Digital. We'll be going over that in the next few months. E-resources and databases, again, it'll list by category and then by individual databases once you get in there. Here's one that has a couple different ones. And again, like with the reading lists and events, some of these will take you to an outside source. So you'll have to get back into the app. The news tab is not your local news, but the Milwaukee County news. This isn't loading properly, but here you'll see news bulletins from all the different libraries. Online learning, very similar to the electronic resources and databases tabs, where you can click on these and it'll give you a list of different databases that you can use. Social media. If you're interested in following libraries on social media, you can click on, so I'm on Facebook here, and it'll lead you straight to the different social media pages for the different libraries. We have Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and Tumblr as well. Not every library is going to have every option here. All right, last row, we have book barcode search. So this, you can either use your device's camera to scan an ISBN code or enter it manually. So if you see a book that you like and want to know if we have it in the Milwaukee County system, you can either enter the ISBN or scan it straight from a book, and it'll bring you straight to the record if we do have copies of it in the system. The Help with the App tab, in addition to the brochures that we have at the library, we do have this Help tab here that just kind of explains the different parts of the app. So if you need to go back and reference some popular features, or if you even need more help, they do have contact listed for the Milwaukee County Help Desk. They have the email and phone number listed there. And the last option is Return to CountyCat, and what this option will do is actually bring you back to the CountyCat website that you can use on either a mobile device like I'm using right now or a laptop or other computer. So I know that's a lot of information about the CountyCat mobile app. As I said, we have these great brochures that go over a lot of the features that I went over. We also have this Help with the App tab that gives you some good starting points for popular features on the app. Well, I think that's all that I have for you. I hope you learned something good. Again, you can come in and pick these up from the library and start using the CountyCat mobile app today. So thanks for coming, and I'll see you next month.